John C. Thomas House. The house behind me was built around 1880 by John C. Thomas. He learned to be a saddle maker from his uncle. He partnered with his two brothers, forming the Thomas Brothers Hardware and Saddlery, which was located on the corner of Union and Main Street in Hartford. He lived there with his wife and son. Hey guys, Stacy Crow here. James Robinson is doing a video, and we're at the John C. Thomas House, which is on the museum area in Hartford for the Ohio County Historical Society. So we're going to walk through here, because normally you might come on a field trip and get to go to some of the different buildings. The building right here is the Veterans Center. Of course, it's got the sign on the front, and inside is everything from the Revolutionary War up till current war events. And we're just going to walk through, and as we're walking through, I'm going to point out the different ones. We've got a little store over here, Autry's Country Store, and you can see how little that building is. It's smaller than a little shed you might have behind your house. And this tiny one-room store was located on Clay Street in Hartford. And there's products that inside, there's products that would have been sold. I don't know if we'll be able to see inside, but different products that were sold inside this tiny little store. Oh yeah, here on the side you can see, looks like they were playing checkers with bottle caps. There's some eggs in there for sale. Like you got your powder, you got all kinds of jelly and jams, cigars of course, and chewing tobacco, and oh, there's some snuff. All different kinds of washing powders. They've got something about things that are being sold in Cincinnati, hats, all kinds of cool things inside that little store. As we're moving along here, we have
Hey, Mr. Crow, before we move on, we'll show this wheel here. And this wheel more than likely came out of an old grist mill. And boys and girls, an old grist mill is where people in days gone by, when their corn came in from their garden or from their fields, and the corn would be really, really hard, and they would take it to the mill and they would have it ground up into meal and flour.
Is this a millstone?
And so it'd be a millstone. See how big? Mr. Crow, stand beside it and we'll see how big that is. So what happens, that goes against the corn and crushes it and turns the corn into a fine powder that your mom and dad or your grandparents make biscuits and cornbread out of, and make cakes and cookies and donuts and things like that.
Wow. Well, since we're learning about stuff, here's the old Goshen School. This is a one-room schoolhouse from the Goshen area. It was disassembled and reassembled here at here in Hartford in 1996. And inside it shows what education was like in the 1800s. Sometimes you might even be able to ring that bell up there.
Goshen, boys and girls, is about 3 or 4 miles from here.
We move on down here a little bit. We've got some rustic relics. These are different things that they got. A bunch of squirrels over there playing.
There's a bunch of them.
Got some rustic relics that were used, and this building contains old farm equipment. So they've got some of the farm equipment outside. We can't get inside right now, but there's some farm equipment. There's even apparently a rattlesnake, stuffed rattlesnake inside there. And there's looms from Native Americans in there, as well as all these different farm tools that were used to pull behind horses and mules, ponies, and then even up to old little tractors and things like that. Way back here in the corner, we've got the Parks Log Cabin. The Parks Log Cabin, this was constructed in 1863 by David Parks. It was located in the Horse Branch area and was moved to this property in about 1976. Some of the logs are 22 inches wide, and it used to have a loft up top where children slept. Now the roof that's on it right now, that's not from the original, but the building is actually 1833. The chimney, which is really cool over here, it's not original from the building from 1833, but it was constructed from stones from the Revolutionary War soldier Jesse Ashby's cabin chimney and stones from the retaining wall of the 2nd County Courthouse built in 1813 through 1815. Well, that's pretty neat.
Boys and girls, this is probably going to be the side door of the building, and this is probably close to where the kitchen would have been located.
Well, rounding out the buildings here at the National Historical Society's area museum, we've got a caboose up here. And this is the L&N caboose. CSX donated this wonderful caboose in 1995. A conductor and brakeman used to ride these special cars. The conductor did all the paperwork, and the brakeman threw all the switches. And you could see what riding the rails was like when you get up there here on here. A lot of times you see the trains going down the road, you see the Louisville train or the University of Kentucky train. Sometimes you might even see the Army veteran train. It's got a wooden floor inside.
And so the L&N, what does that stand for, Mr. Crow? Louisville?
Stand for?
Louisville, Nashville.
Louisville and Nashville. Pretty neat. Well guys, that's our tour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you'll get to come out here to the Ohio County Historical Society and see all these buildings, not just on the outside, but on the inside. See you soon.